All right, so Temur Climb. This card isn't a new card, but it's a card that didn't really see a lot of play before this set because we didn't have the supporting mana base to go with it. Notably, we were missing Breeding Pool. So we've played this card in a variety of different shells so far, and I've been pretty impressed with it in all of them. This card has good synergy with cards like Biomancer as well as Growth Chamber Guardian, because putting extra counters on these, not from the adapt, but from an effect like that, allow it to trigger, which is sweet. Yeah, let's dive into some games. I think you got, yeah. So we've got some Temur stuff, small red splash, blue-green, small red splash. We got Incubation, Incongruity for a little bit of main deck interaction, and then a variety of tools on the sideboard as well. Someone asked if we have enough lands in the deck, so I think we have enough lands. The deck's only playing 23 lands, but it's got 4 Llanowar Elves, which are mana creatures that are like a pseudo land, and then we're also having an Explore package to like help hit lands more consistently. Have you played Simic Growth with Tajik? I have not, Crazy Killa. You mean the Growth Chamber Guardian? I have not played Naya yet. Thank you for the great content. Do you have a couple of deck recommendations by heading to SCG Indy this weekend? Yeah, the ones that have felt most competitive as far as new decks go so far are definitely the Gruul Rhythm and Black White Angel decks that you can find on my website. I think all the things up there are like reasonably powerful, but Gruul Rhythm and Black White Angel definitely jumped out at me as like in terms of like being most competitive. Jeskai Control is actually very good too. Hey, the one and only Day 9. Good evening. That seems pretty sweet. Get to play Biomancer on 1. Pretty solid curve, like Biomancer into Branchwalker. Like maybe into Rhythm to Growth Chambers if we get some lands. I'm deeply, deeply fearful of Reclamation and Nexus of Fate style decks. You need some islands in your life, Dave. Counter spells are right there. Ooh, folks have been talking about the gate-based decks. Interested to see this play against it. Easy graveyard here, digging for a land. Looks like we're gonna miss a land drop next turn, we can adapt the Biomancer to draw a card and discard a card to get another look. Is week 1 be ready for Mono Red and Krasis? Not only Mono Red and Krasis, but it's important to remember that like all the decks that were good last season are still good. So like any of those decks, like Green Black and Jeskai Control, all of those decks you should be ready to play against still. Tap this. Land please. Ding ding ding. Hey, Thrill Panda, thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back. I think I'm gonna discard a Spellbreaker here and go Llanowar Elf. Thunk thunk. That's a good question. So this was a build-around submission. Somebody asked me to build a Temur deck based around +1/+1 counters. And this is my attempt to build a Temur deck based around +1/+1 counters. Alright, so I guess we get Rhythm down. There's a good chance we get, like, Gates Ablaze next turn. So I'm going to play this out with a 1/1 counter so it can find a copy of itself. We're in, like, an okay spot, even if they sweep us here. Do you test your build around off stream and make sure they work together? No, I don't have enough time in the day for that, Beaks. So my build around submissions are theory crafted rough drafts that then get edited while we're playing on stream. That's one of the big upsides to getting to play in the traditional queue, where I can make changes between. It's just like when a viewer submits a deck, like we get to like learn from what's going on. I want to lead on Growth Chamber Guardian before I Jadelight Ranger. So that way, if I explore a card to the top, I don't shuffle it away when I search. I'm going to go ahead and haste this so we can get attacking here. I'm a mana short on that one, right? I think I got a Bennett. That's probably fine to leave on top. I have a lot of meaningful things I can hit with that. Alright, so what do we want to do here? I think we want to just Growth Chamber Guardian up. That's sweet, Krikachu. I guess I could Biomancer loot first. I have one more Guardian in my deck, right? Yeah, one more, so let's go get that, I guess. And we need to go wide around their boom boom for sure. This can come in with a 1/1 counter, which lets me draw a card and discard a card. Do I just hold on to this? I'm probably supposed to play. If they have another Gates Ablaze, we're probably dead, so playing around it is pointless. And like, worth noting, like, my opponent gained 12 this game and like had double sweeper. And like, we're still kinda in what's going on. It's like, not bad. Guild Summons Punch the Clock and gone to work. This card seems incredibly powerful. I think Domri's pretty lackluster in general. I think he comes up short in a lot of places. I think a lot of the time you'd rather just be playing Vivian. I think Domri's a fine Planeswalker to supplement Vivian in a control matchup where you want a lot of Planeswalkers in your mid-range deck. But in general, probably not very good. Alright, so speaking of Cindervines, Rhythm, Negate, Vivian all seem potentially okay. Incubation, Incongruity don't really have text here. 65 cards. What do I want to cut? Ravager Wurm probably isn't very good. How many creatures does it leave me with? 26? I guess they don't have counter spells. Maybe this actually isn't very good. Maybe it's not good enough to bring in extras. Need 2 more trims. Zegana's okay. She curves off of Rhythm really nicely. So, like, Rhythm's not good because they can't be countered, chat. Rhythm has a lot of text on it. Rhythm is good in this matchup because of their sweeper effects. Rhythm lets us pressure them after they sweep the board. I think Negate's worth it for countering their sweepers. Let's give this a try. Now, there's definitely a balance, right? Like I've never played this matchup before, right? So I don't know what's the right mix of interaction, which is why we practice. I don't know if like counter spells are optimal, is attacking their artifacts and enchantments optimal, like what's the best approach to what's going on here? I'm uncertain. Rhythm's very good. It's definitely going to be a format staple. Yeah, the Mardu aggro deck on the website's been really good. You can always find gameplay videos of the decks on my website as well. It's not just a deck list. If you scroll down, you can find gameplay. Alright, seems pretty sweet. Yeah, keeping Guild Summit off the table seems important. Both their Guild Summits, like Drew Lake, probably half a dozen cards each last game. Very, very powerful. That seems really fantastic. This is one of my favorite cards in this format. I think if your deck makes red and green mana, you should probably have some number of these in your sideboard. Are we stumbling? Oh, if they're stumbling, they're super dead. Alright, beep beep. And they can only Gates Ablaze for 2 next turn, which means the Gruul Spellbreaker gets to live. Yeah. Fumble and die. We don't play Reclamation Sage because Cindervines is very, very good against the Nexus of Fate decks, which is something that we care about beating. Nice burn player. Maybe Vivian reads just too slow, and I don't want that kind of grindy effect here. And I'd rather have, like, Rhythms and Hadana's Climb. Well, I guess I didn't have Rhythm that game, and it was pretty okay. I guess Climb's probably better than Rhythm. It, like, soups up my stuff. I like this better. Just be more of a blue-green deck with Cindervines. I think that's fine. Let's do this. Vivian kills their Gate Colossus too, which is nice. Gets a blocker out of the way. That deck could really use an Amulet of Vigor. Does Cindervines replace Revelry and Burn? Maybe? I don't know. I definitely think Cindervines is potentially modern playable, because it's like a split card, right? Like, it's a card that's, like, reasonable against Storm, but, like, also good in other places. This curve good enough? I think this curve's good enough, huh? It's like Growth Chamber into Spellbreaker into Zegana. With the Negate. Yep, sign me up. I would encourage you to read Ravager Wurm. Ravager Wurm's a really well-designed card that doesn't screw people. So now that I hit this Biomancer, I think I'm actually going to... That's really unfortunate. I kind of want to Biomancer start holding up Negate. That doesn't count as a gate. I guess we could get Gates Ablaze for 3 next turn. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I think I want to just do this and make a 4/4. And then, like, next turn, I can, like, play the Biomancer, start holding up Negate. What's the difference between Standard and Modern? Modern's a non-rotating format that only gets bigger as more sets are added to Magic the Gathering, whereas Modern, or Standard is a set that rotates. So every time a 9th set would get introduced to Standard, the oldest 5 sets rotate out. You describe Bant, Flash as a tempo, controller, or a mix. It's definitely a mix. It's definitely on the more controlling side of the tempo spectrum. I'd be pretty surprised if there was Commander in this application ever. I think I just Biomancer here. Yeah, pretty confident I just want to hold Negate up. And like if they don't Gates Ablaze here, I just like adapt this and like have 9 power in play. Sure. And if they Gates Ablaze right now, it only does 3 damage. That's annoying. He's gonna be a 5/5, right? It's really big. This thing has Vigilance too, right? Yeah. Am I just supposed to Vivian shoot one of these guild summits? I could go wide around this. I think I'm supposed to just hope to not get Gates Ablaze this turn.
How this thing goes. Sometimes restoration means retribution.
It's definitely not good. Alright, well, they're taking the turn off to gas up. That's not a terrible thing for us necessarily. Depends on how many 8/8s they end up drawing. Why do they not play a land for the turn? That seems great for me.
Come to me.
I'm gonna take a land. I'm gonna play this, play Zegana, pass. Because like Zegana can adapt next turn into an 8/8. Just like real good. How do we feel about throwing this away for 5 points of damage? Probably not very good. Probably not very good. Yeah, they only have 3 gates at the moment. Yeah, the deck add-on is A+ for sure. Alright, well that's a 4th gate. And the fact that Vivian's at 3 means she can shoot a Gate Colossus at this point, which is also good for me. They're effectively at 24 with this block. This is 8, 12. We're doing okay at the moment. Alright, they're gonna draw a bunch of cards here. I think this is fine. I think the only thing I'm countering is Gates Ablaze at this point. Yeah, you can find my preferred Vanifier deck along with a lot of other decks on my website. Yeah, end of turn, we're gonna adapt the Biomancer for sure. If they attack, I'm gonna double block. Yeah, a couple other people said that their deck tends to be good against aggro, which we're playing an aggressive deck, but it gets dumpstered by control. I think the Gate deck will have a large showing this weekend. I do not. I am often wrong, just ask my wife, but I'd be very surprised if the Gates deck is very competitive. We really like to draw another Negate here. We just have double counterspell up. Well, that's a climb. That's pretty sweet.
The wilds are my shield.
Okay, another Biomancer. So, what does climb do for us? Climb lets me do this. Probably a pretty good chance they have multiple Gates Ablaze next turn. They have two. I was hoping to draw a second Negate there. I shocked because my health total doesn't matter and I wanted to represent 2 counter spells. Yeah, they must be digging for Gates Ablaze. They either don't have it or they only have one of them. They declined putting all these on top. Are they dead? 14. I think we're just shy of killing them. Get a couple more shots and another Negate. They're up to 14. If I would have put more creatures into play this turn, they'd have been dead. Yeah, I should have. I should have played this, I guess. Yeah, I can only do 12.
That can't help you now.
So I can make this an 8/8. I can make this an 8/8 with climb. Climb flips, but I need mana to do stuff still. Activating climb takes mana, chat. Yeah, if I would have put another creature into play last turn, we'd have been able to win. Yeah, if I'd have played my land, I'd have been one short. My second time ever watching the stream. I mostly watch your VODs on YouTube, so thanks for that. What's going on, Hotpix? Welcome to a live one. I think I play Biomancer out so I can adapt it to try and find another negate for next turn. Yeah. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. This isn't a gate, right? So if I climb my Zegana, it lives. So I'm still gonna adapt this. I can adapt and climb, try and find another gate here. This isn't a gate. They only have 7 gates. You're right. I could have adapted her. Yeah, I should have adapted her. No, I technically need a land because of the way I alluded to. I should have kept another land in my hand. There's a chance I threw this. There's a chance I threw this one in the garbage can. It's been a good game though. Good back and forth. Good solid interaction.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Alright, we're to do another Gates Ablaze. Come at me. Yeah, my opinions changed, Chalky. I thought that the Gates deck would struggle against aggressive decks, but looking at how it's built and how it plays out, it looks like it actually gets dumpstered by control. So they have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana altogether. So I think I just need to stack block this so I don't die to a Banefire. They didn't play the Shame Gate. The land they played wasn't a gate, chat. Yeah, they killed us with Banefire game 1. If I'd had a sequence different, I could have killed them. I would have been able to win this game 3 if I'd have played a creature out the turn I passed with 4 mana up in a single negate. Definitely should have done that and put the pressure on them to end the game. We ended up being a point short. Well, that's something. So, yeah, it looks like the Gates deck is, like, reasonably successful against control, and are reasonably successful against aggro, and actually just, like, sucks against control. Which was not what I was expecting it to do, but... Yeah, I definitely took that third game. It wasn't aggressive enough. I held back too much, that ended up being a point short. Yeah, there's a lot of bad decks are sweet when they go off, right? It's like the opposite of an alley deck. Yeah, it's good against aggro because it gains a bunch of life, but it's like bad against control because it doesn't have enough finishers. I mean, it has lots of ways to gain health, and like more importantly, it has a bunch of creatures that like actually end the game, so it's probably reasonable against burn decks. Yeah. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, if the people in chat that are telling me it has no bad matchups, I hope you're going to the Open this weekend and putting your money where your mouth is. If it's good against aggro and it's good against control and it's good against mid-range, like, it's probably the best deck in the format. But that's probably not the case because, like, I believe you that it's sweet and it's probably playable, but, like, something's got to give somewhere, right? There's a reason why it's not winning everywhere all of a sudden. Like, you just run out of gas. Hey, what's going on, Z-Ball? Thanks for the biddies. Yeah, it's probably not a great Nexus matchup. With counter spells, maybe it's playable. Haste is a problem. Rhythm makes a lot of sense. It reminds me a lot of interacting with people who play Modern right now. Everybody's just like, no, my pet deck has no bad matchups, and I won't engage with you and discuss why it has no bad matchups. You just have to believe me. Believe me, it has no bad matchups. I think I'm getting rid of that. I think I'm looking for a little bit bigger threats than those at the moment. My grandfather's deck plays no bad cards. Exactly. It's okay to think it's sweet. It looks awesome. It's doing something really powerful. Drawing cards is fun, but like, we can sit here and dissect and talk about, hopefully meaningfully, why it might be good or bad. Because if it, you know, it's probably not going to have, there's probably not going to be 8 gate decks in the top 8 of the Open this weekend. Am I in for this? I feel like I'm not. I feel like I just want to like try and dig into a more powerful thing regardless. There could also be logic in keeping that on top so that way I have a 4/3 to block this. And playing gates in the ladder for a while now, it gets dumpstered against control, but against mid-range aggro, it's really good. Yeah, and like, to articulate, looking at it on paper after playing against it, why it looks like it's bad against control, is that its really powerful card advantage engine is really easy to interact with, right? Like, when your card advantage engine is... When your card advantage engine is a wet fart. My card advantage is a wet fart. When your card advantage engine is just an enchantment, a lot of control decks can like just counter that, then you can't generate extra cards, right? Yeah, the Open this weekend is the first tournament. So we're hoping to draw a land next turn so we can Ravager Wurm to take the Spawn of Mayhem off the table. If we miss on the land this turn, we're probably gonna be dead. If we hit the land, though, we're going to be pretty far ahead. Oh, that's a good one. That's actually great. Sign me up. Yeah, Temur removal. Blue-green removal. Let's do it. Have a fish lizard, opponent. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel things? I hope it makes you feel things. I don't think I want to shock. I think I want to just put this into play tapped and play another Guardian here. And then I'll play the Worm out next turn. This thing doesn't trample, right? No. Yeah, I definitely feel like we're favored at the moment. JK, LOL. Oh, wait. Oh, wow, this seems loose. This was a couple of mistakes. One, they should wait to play this so they can spectacle it and draw 3 cards. 2, oh, do they draw a card even if they don't discard? Oh, okay, that's sweet. The fact that it draws a card without discarding is great. Break the format in half, put these towards the gate deck. Sounds good, Asim. It's like pretty, right? Yeah. Found the Hexer. Alright, let's do this and gobble up the Fireblade Artist. I'm gonna make this bigger. Ah, give him the worm. You can find a primer for the Bantfog list that we played today on Star City Games. It was written by Ingram. It was his deck list that we played. I would like to be very defensive in trade because I am far ahead and do not want to get burned out. God bless. I like, even if they don't have anything in hand there, I really like those attacks just to like learn how I'm going to block. I have 3 copies of Wildgrowth Walker. Honestly, it might be wrong that I don't have 4 copies of Wildgrowth Walker. Could definitely see that being the case. Our curve's actually pretty low here. So we're gonna cut Rhythm. Probably cut at least a climb as well. We have 31 creatures. I need to cut 3 things here. A couple of these are probably loose, especially instead of bringing in Lava Coil. Trim 1 more thing here. I like Zegana as just a 4/4, but maybe 2 of them are too much mana. Just leave 4 pieces of top end in. I don't hate that. This seems fine. At least be 30 creatures to hit with these. I'm kind of digging what this deck is doing. Like I said, I've been very impressed with the climb decks in general. Like the damage output on climb is just such a big burst so quickly. The green-red rhythm monsters. I don't know. I haven't played enough games with this yet to know. This hand's great. Good to go. Elf into Walker into Jadelight. And like if they kill the elf, we have a 2/2 on 2. The old combo draw, if you would. Wildgrowth Walker Jadelight is a good curve. I think I'm actually just gonna play a 4/4 here. I think I just want to be a little bit defensive, encourage my opponent to spend their removal spells before the Wildgrowth Walker comes down. Okay. 4/4s are great. I wonder if they have a Spawn of Mayhem. This has to be a Spawn of Mayhem, right? Yeah. Makes sense. So I'm going to be a little bit conservative here yet again. I'm going to put this into play and play this tapped. And then next turn I can go Walker into Jadelight right in the same turn. So they need to have like Lightning Strike or an instant speed removal spell to deny me gaining 6 here. It slows me down a little bit, but I think making it harder for them to kill my Walker is important. Yeah, Spawn is sweet. I definitely think this card's another. There's just so many powerful cards in this format. Just like finding the right combination to surround them is really, really difficult. Alright, so this should be gaining me 6 here. Alright. We might die next turn, but if we don't, this game is locked up. So we get to go Jadelight into Lava Coil. I'm going down to 6, so if they have 2 3 damage spells in their hand, I'm dead. Incubation adds some consistency to the deck, which is nice. It helps you find your cards that you're looking for more often. I definitely think you're right that maybe some Collision Colossus should be in the deck, but I don't know if I like cutting all of them. He gets bigger if you have 10 life or less. Oh, he gets bigger, so I can't. This thing blocks, right? That's annoying. I forgot he was gonna get bigger. So I only need to put them to 1, right? Because spawn will kill him during the upkeep. So if they block here, they're taking a lot of damage here. Looking for an untapped land that doesn't hurt me. Yeah, if they're at 10 or less, it gets a counter. So what if so they can block one of my things and potentially kill another? Oh, I can Lava Coil the blocker. That's true. I'm trying to figure out, do I have them dead through a removal spell? I think I do. I think we just do this and hit their blocker here. Yeah, looks good for us. Sweet. Yeah, sometimes you make them do the math and they come to the conclusion that they should move along. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. None of the spectacle cards are instants. They're all sorceries for reference. Turn 1 Blood Crypt. Do I want to be shocking myself against turn 1 Blood Crypt? I don't think I do. So like, I could play this turn, but I also might want to save it as a removal spell. Okay. Looking for lands. Playing this out as a 4/4 next turn. I'll keep Vanguard in check, which is nice. Gross. That card's real annoying for us. This card alone might be a reason to put 4 Lava Coils in our sideboard. I'm glad I didn't play this on 1 to look for a creature, since I can make that a 3/3 now. Honor Guard does not turn off Riot. That is correct. Because Riot isn't a trigger that goes on the stack when a card comes into play. Riot is what we refer to as a replacement effect as it enters the battlefield. I guess I should do this on their turn, so that way the 3/3 can't attack me. I think I actually need to kill this. Yeah, I agree that Tecatli is very good. Have Lizard. Yep. I think I do this, and then I do this. And then next turn we can climb, put a counter on here, get another one. You can always find a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. Alternatively, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. So history's popping off next turn. Really wanted to draw a land there. If we drew a land, we'd have been able to play this plus a Growth Chamber. Maybe I do this. This leaves me taking 5 and doesn't give them a flying token. I think I do this. Well, they're on empty. We're definitely not dead yet. And like, if they keep saving the Adanto Vanguards, they're gonna be dead. We're gonna be threatening to kill them on the backswing if they keep hammering the Adanto Vanguards. Like, I'm keeping 2 of my creatures here. That's a good top deck. I don't have any outs right. It's unfortunate. Yeah, my looter died, so I didn't have any outs. I think I'm actually just gonna like cut some Branchwalkers here, so I have a little bit less enter the battlefield effects. This puts me down to 25 creatures, which makes Incubation a little bit less likely to hit, but like Incubation, Incongruity, still a good half of that card. I think Jadelight's probably better than Branchwalker. Maybe I like split the difference here. I think this is fine. Rhythm's been a little mediocre, but like having access to Lava Coil out of the sideboard is sweet. And the Gruul Spellbreaker has been really good too. Just like having a 4/4 for 3 is like super reasonable. It is late. Yeah, I'm gonna run late tonight. I'm gonna run a little bit late tomorrow night as well. And then I'm gonna take the weekend off. Seeing's great. Love it. Think I just do this. It's like a modal Loxodon Smiter in a lot of ways, right? Rough. Land destruction was very disappointing today. There's a lot of good interaction got added to the format to make it worse. Deal. Okay, sweet. 4/4s. 4/4s that draw a card are great. Predict pool noises, right? Mono blue? We actually played a mono blue base deck today that had a splash for, what did it have? It had a splash for Dovin, which was really sweet. And we played the new Sphinx in it, which was also pretty good. No blocks. Am I in danger of dying on the backswing here? I don't think I am, right? I'm gonna adapt her here in a second. This is only 12 and I have a blocker. Aurelia doesn't leave us dead. I have a blocker, right? Putting them to 1 here also, like, makes it so their shock lands aren't untapped, which is nice. Heroic reinforcements would probably do it, right? This doesn't. And this thing tramples, so... They should be dead here. Charge. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and run this back. I think the rhythms have been a little bit mediocre here. I think I'm gonna leave a couple of rhythms on the sideboard for the control matchup, but I think I'm gonna cut the ones that I have in the main for now. I'm gonna tell you that your content is awesome. I came to Twitch for the MPL players, but now I'm watching your stream and the videos all day and night. Well, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in today, and thanks for the compliment. Your deck, any other than control, any sweeper heavy deck. So, a control deck that doesn't necessarily have counter spells, but like has like Clarions and like lots of sweepers would be a place where you'd want it as well. All the 6 spell hands look good, right? You just like take a peek at them and you're like, I wish I could keep this. Biofamiliar. I'm not sure Biofamiliar is really solving problems that we have. I think I want some Colossus collisions. Yeah, the Turbo Fog deck seems really good. We played that this morning. Seems very reasonable. Our curve was really good. A fantastic 2, 3, 4, 5. I really like Ravager Wurm. I think that card's a great curve topper. It's a card I've been really impressed with. That's brutal. Correct. I'm gonna Incongruity this Decathlon Honor Guard. Yeah, we played Bant Fog today. You can find that on my Stream Decker page. You can also find it on my YouTube channel later tonight. It'll be up there after I'm done streaming. There's a primer on Star City games that you can find as well. So if they don't play a big scary here, we get to like stick the Ravager Wurm next turn thanks to this elf and like kill the angel and like have a giant body on the ground to block. If they pass with mana up, I'm not gonna play the Worm, I'm gonna play the Vivian Reed. Huh. I like this line from the opponent. So I'm gonna go to 7 here, but they gain a bunch, which triggers the angel. It's a really clever line. The good news is they didn't play another angel out last turn, so like maybe we're okay. If they have a removal spell for this, we're also kind of in trouble. Like if a Mortify, yeah, I think we're dead. We're going to one. Technically not dead, but likely dead. Dead to any removal spell.
No one said restoration was painless.
And past being dead to a removal spell here, I have to block here, which leaves him with the 1/1 flyer, which is going to be very quickly lethal. So I have to, like, find another Ravager Wurm or an Incongruity or something along those lines. Yeah, it's also real bad news. Yep.
Balance comes.
Good games, opponent. Yeah, the Tecatli on 2 just put us so far behind because we were on the draw. And I, like, couldn't play my Branchwalker out on curve, which meant I ended up taking a lot of extra damage, which put us in a position where we couldn't use our health total as a resource. It just kind of, like, snowballed on us from there. Yeah, Rhythm's been kind of whatever. This might be one too many Zeganas, honestly. Kind of want to put at least a couple of Wildgrowth Walkers in the main. Oh. Leave like 1 coil in here. I think I like 4 coils in the 75, and main decking 1 is probably fine. I guess I could just like board all of them and like put a third Wildgrowth Walker in the main. Like I have Ravager Wurm and like Incongruity is like a scotch of removal in the main. We've played a couple of Mardu aggro style decks. You can find them on my YouTube channel. Played almost just about a little bit everything at this point. We've logged like 60 hours streaming in this format. Played a lot of stuff. I have Dutch ancestry? Yeah, at some point. I'm very American though. My family's been here. My family on both sides has been here for multiple generations. I have a lot of 1-drops. I have 8 1-drops. I have 4 Llanowar Elves and 4 Biomancers. That's not really a lot of 1-drops. Yeah, Cindervines is really good. Cindervines is not necessarily even just good against control, so much as really good against the Nexus decks. Sounds great. Okay. Oh gosh, I wonder if we're playing a mirror. That would be kind of funny. Got to watch a lot of your stream this week because I stayed home sick. Late night fever dreams of you casting millions of oozes. I hope you feel better, Houseboat. It looks like the opponent player just mentioned in chat that they were watching the stream and they were leaving, so could be a mirror here. I'm gonna go Branchwalker into Biomancer of our own. I'm gonna bin the backup climb. Probably don't need another one of those here. So next turn I can go climb plus second Biomancer. Power up this Merfolk Branchwalker here, I think. Putting a counter on here would let us draw a card and discard a card, but this gets climb flipped potentially faster, and it lets me trade here with the 4/4 if they want to get frisky. Yeah, climb's really good in these creature board matches. Because board stalls happen, they just literally get to fly over the top. Pretty good. I just get to like kill them in 2 here basically, right? Just like go to combat, trigger this. Just like do-do-do-do-do. We have liftoff. I repeat, we have liftoff. It's like the old 10 ball. Looking for, they're looking for another copy of this. This has trample, so we'll jump block this one. We played that earlier today. As I play decks, I take them out of the stream title. So if something's high up in the queue and it's not in the stream title anymore, that means we already played it. All right, do you have a thing? Looks like they have a thing. Unfortunate. They do not. Okay, sweet. The Sphinx deck was actually really sweet. I think that's going to be my pick for the day. This one's growing on me, though. This is kind of a close second, I think. Definitely want a bunch of Lava Coils here. Climb is great. Being able to fight their stuff is probably good. It's a Wildgrowth Walker matchup. I feel like we probably lose by miles more than inches here. Like I said, I have no idea what climb deck is optimal, but I've definitely been impressed with, like, basically every build of the climb deck that we've tried. I'll play whatever deck you want. You can just submit it to my queue. We pretty much play the decks in the queue in order, so you can always know what's coming up here. All the content on this channel is viewer focused, so the people that support my content and help this be my job, they decide what we play and when we play it. Yeah, rhythm, we started with a couple of rhythms in the main, and, like, even just look at this hand, right? Like, this hand, it's kind of low to the ground, so, like, playing rhythm after you play a bunch of threats out makes the rhythm kind of lackluster. It's looking pretty scary here. Just go ahead and make a 4/4 here. Yep. Not surprised. See, they also boarded in Lava Coil. Yep. Hopefully one or both of these hits a 3/2, so that way they can block these. Yeah, we played Merfolk list with Climb pretty recently too. I feel like the non-tribal climb lifts are probably better. That's what my gut says. Like, getting to play Growth Chamber Guardian's real good, but I'm not 100% for sure. That's really unfortunate. I really wanted to have one of these be a 3/2 so I could trade with this in combat. Do I listen to Paramore and Jam Arena at the same time? Well, I don't listen to music while I'm streaming. So if they attack with this, I think I'm going to double block here. I just want to be a little bit defensive. What about Elf Climb? That could potentially be okay. I've got a straight blue-green list with no tribal affiliations that I think is likely pretty good. I think we're going to get to it tomorrow. Do I want to trade here? This is going to be a 4/4 next turn. I think I'm just going to take this hit because they have the Jadelight Ranger. How does the score in the queue work? So the score in the queue is a total of how many days a deck is waiting to be played and how many dollars someone has donated to see it get played. So if someone donated $20 for a deck and a deck's been waiting for 4 days to be played, it'll have 24 points in the queue. I think I'm just passing here. Want to be able to line some blocks up here and then adapt this. If they have another Lava Coil, I'm probably dead here. No, cold is great. I love you, you're the best. Nope, I'm good. I am still live. Yeah, I'm running late tonight, and I'm gonna run late tomorrow night, and then I'm gonna take the weekend off. This Jadelight's about to be real scary. Probably gonna be chump blocking with this. Yeah, they gave it haste, not surprising. So I think I put this here to eat one. I trade with this. I chump block here. I adapt this, I take 3, so these are gonna die, this is gonna die. I'll have this left over, I'll have a Lava Coil plus a thing for next turn. No, I'm not playing at the Open in Indy. It's supposed to snow there this weekend. That's a fantastic draw. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself while I eat the snack my wife brought me because she's great. How much democracy to get a deck plate tomorrow? I believe when I sign off today, the top deck in the queue is going to have about 50 points. So if you wanted to get into tomorrow, a $50 donation would get you in. But remember, it's only $10 to add a deck to the queue if you don't mind waiting a little while. Hey, Sentry, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. I don't know if I plan to green screen the new room or not. And yeah, the standard queue's got like 50 decks in it at the moment, but we should get through it pretty quick. Ah, that's game. Good rip. Close game. Let's take the next one on the play here. Nice. Congrats, Sentry. Grind them out. I think I'm happy with how I board it. Just gonna run it back. They had an elf that could make mana, chat. Whap! With that brand new Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So, do I go Biomancer Branchwalker on 2? I think so. I think it's this, into this. It's probably where I want to be in life. How long is the stream today? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after this deck's done. We're playing this deck for at least another half hour or so. Dr. Bellagio, welcome, welcome. Thanks for that. Might do one more. I think Grixis Dragons is next. I've kind of been wanting to play Grixis Dragons. It looks like Grixis Dragons the next deck in the queue. I think we should probably play that. Because it sounds awesome. Our board definitely has a lot of cards for mid-range and control in it. But if you like look at my main deck, especially with the Wildgrowth Walker package, like we have a pretty good main deck for aggro. What's my best GP finish? I finished 16th at Grand Prix Kansas City in 2013 or 2012. It might have been 2012. I don't really play in Grand Prix tournaments. They're tournaments that are very expensive to play in. They don't give out very good prizes. I've gone to Kansas City a bunch of times, Dave. I remember Midwest winters. There was an open there one time, and we drove from Kansas City back to Illinois overnight, and a 6-hour drive took us like 12, going like 30 miles an hour in a blizzard. I mean, we're playing, if you look at the deck list on your screen, Ebo, we're playing 3 copies of Zegana. I think that card's very reasonable. The fact that it draws a card is very powerful. Is aimed to have climb on the battlefield or flip it? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Like what your goal with the climb is kind of changes game to game depending on how your cards are lining up into what they're doing. So there's some games where like rushing to flip it so you can get aggressive makes a lot of sense. And other games where like you want to use it to make your board bigger makes more sense. I'm going to hold back this elf so I can play 2 Growth Chamber Guardians out this turn, I think. The Brown Bears. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. Welcome, welcome. Alright, that probably locks it up. We had a really good start in the play here. Yeah, GG's just game 2 was really good. We had a lot of good back and forth. Climb at the end was a good hit. I don't think you want Rhythm in the mirror. I think Rhythm's more for the controlling decks. I am eating a baked glazed sandwich. I don't know what it's called. It's some recipe my wife found online. I stopped going. Yeah. Yikes. Magic. I mean, this 3's really good. 5's really good. Would really like to have a 2-drop to curve the Climb or the Jadelight Ranger into. Like hitting Wildgrowth Walker here would be very good for us. Alright, more 3s it is. Is Stardew Valley a place, or is that the Harvest Moon style game? I feel like that was a video game title. What's a game? Okay, yeah. I think my wife has that. My wife was a Harvest Moon addict growing up. Alright, I mean, if they don't have removal spells here, this Climb could run them out of the game. That's a great hit. Do I just try and like kill them in 2 here? I think I just try to kill them in 2. Give you a little love tap for 10. So we don't want, if they have an untapped land here, they could Chupacabra or, yeah! That was a sick mulligan to 5. Climb just steals games. Just like, I have no business winning this game. Hold my drink. Like, how did my wife and I meet? There is a co-ed branch of Boy Scouts known as Venturing that my wife and I were both a part of when we were teenagers. Modern speed games. Hey, we didn't kill them till turn. That was like turn 6. We both stumbled a little bit. Definitely stole that game. I think this is all I want to do. I think Incubation Incongruity is a little bit better than Lava Coil here. I really don't have a preferred climb deck yet, Sharps. There's so many different ways to do it. I think any of my dealer's choice points are going to be going into finding the best climb deck. It's really the card that's fascinating me the most. I'm also, like, I'm a filthy casual at heart, like many of you, so I, like, really want Simic to be playable. And, like, climb is, like, the core of any good Simic deck, I think, right now. Hey, Declane, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that. Would you do a build around for my tier 3 sub? Yeah, tier 3 subs are fine for standard build arounds. What did I play during the Pod Twin era of Modern? That's actually where my Grand Prix top 16 comes from, and I played Blue-Red Delver. Yikes. Man, we need to get a judge to watch this opponent shuffle, because they're making us mulligan a lot here. Has a good Sultai deck ever existed in the history of Magic? No, probably not. Okay, I'm shocking this in, because I'd like to find a 2-drop. I like the Bant deck, but like, there's something therapeutic of giving him a good old-fashioned beatdown. And I also think like the Flash deck's probably close to being reasonable. And I feel like there's more to solve with the climb deck. Yeah, I think we'll leave that there. Like, find some friends. Some Squadron Crabs here. Easy trade. That's true. Sultai was very good in Legacy. Deathrite Shaman's a messed up card. Deathrite Shamalaman is a messed up Magic card. Yep. That's true. We did have a couple energy decks there for a hot second. Opponent's playing Sultai, so I'm missing a color last season. Yeah, I think that's fine. Next turn I can go shock this in, Lava Coil something, plus play Growth Chamber Guardian. I'm going to decline the blocks here since I have a larger creature than theirs. They don't have... I think we're going to get Vraska's Contempted here. I feel like we're going to get Vraska's Contempted. I'm actually not going to Lava Coil there for their 3-2. Save this for something bigger. Hey, thanks, Tavato. Good to have you here. Thanks for the compliment. Our Mold of 5 caught up us with that game. Is this card worth playing in this matchup? 3/3 haste, and I saw this come up on top of my deck, and I was like, this shouldn't be in my deck. Me leave a couple of Wildgrowth Walkers and a Lava Coil in. I'm a little bit worried of having a low creature count with this, but I could just like use this as a removal spell. Let's give this a go. this deck's been okay. I feel like I'm coming to the same conclusion that I hit with, we played a Bant Ooze deck the other day that was a climb deck as well. And like, by the end of the session with it, I was like, well, this deck was fine, but it was just like, it was worse. It feels worse than just playing blue-green. Like, I feel like I'm not getting anything meaningful by playing red out of it. And tomorrow, we're gonna try a straight blue-green climb deck, I think. They're like, this kills my Growth Chamber Guardian, but like, oh, they're killing that. Interesting. That's okay. Well, since I wasn't gonna play out a naked Growth Chamber Guardian here, because like, if I let them kill it, it like stops the chain. But like, because I drew a second one, I think I can play the naked one out here. I don't believe we've tried Sultai Climb yet. Orzhov Enforcer instead of Seeker Squire. I think Orzhov Enforcer is a super constructed playable card. I'd be pretty surprised if black midrange decks don't start playing that. That's a card actually I want to test in Black White Angels at some point, I think. That card could be good there. Man, is their hand just like running on empty? Seems real good for me. Sounds good, Alkalol. Am I about to get finality? Is that what's happening here? Do I play around finality? I feel like I should play around finality. If they play another creature out though, it sucks. I have enough gas to play into a sweeper here. If they have finality, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I have a worm to mess them up here. Actually, I'm probably gonna go Jadelight Growth Chamber and then play this as a follow-up, or just Jadelight. I will say this, Ravager Wurm's been really impressive. Maybe the red splash is good. I don't know. This card was a card that I originally wrote off because I looked at it and I was like, this is a 6-mana green card. It's gotta just be worse than Carnage Tyrant, right? And like the flexibility on what this card does is just so impressive. It deals with utility lands against control. It helps you get back board states against midrange and aggro. It's like a 6-mana hasty Chupacabra, right? Like they're actually just dead. It's like Ravager Wurm, each like any removal spell killed them here, I guess, but like even if they had like another thing where they'd still be dead. Alright, so we have them dead through the elf here. Because we get to go like driving in my worm, beep beep. One speedy worm, please. Give him the worm! Give him the worm! Om. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Aum. I speak land whale. Aum. Yeah. How do you feel about Bant Nexus? I think it's a playable deck that's just like, has a lot of, it's a good game 1 deck. A lot of good sideboard cards for it. Yeah, this climb package feels really good. I didn't have this card in my straight blue-green build, but this card's like pretty reasonable. The worm was decent as well. One of the things that's like worth noting in this format too is like, the mana is so good because we have all these fetches and shocks that like, we can kind of afford to like, splash a card like this in at the top end, especially if it's a 6-mana spell. Like, if you don't need red mana till turn 6, like, you could reasonably play, like, 10 red source, and so, like, hit it consistently. Tomorrow, at some point, we're gonna play, where is it, Blue-Green Ooze is what I called it, and maybe we just, like, end up wanting to just, like, splash a couple worms whenever we play, but we're gonna play this tomorrow at some point. This is something I was theory crafting last night and played a couple of games with off stream. But like I said, I could see just coming to the conclusion, like, we want something similar to this, but, like, with a couple of worms and, like, some lava coils in the sideboards. Like, lava coil's very good in this format. That's gonna be it for me for today, folks. I've been going for about 10.5 hours. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I start about a little bit before 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm gonna play one Legacy League tomorrow morning on Magic Online, and then I'll be back with more Standard on Magic Arena starting about 9:30 Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember, if you want to see more of my content and you don't mind YouTube stuff, check out my website as well as my YouTube channel, jeffhoagland.com or youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. I cut everything up and upload to both of those places. If you didn't catch one of the decks today and you thought it looked sweet on my Twitter page or from the stream title earlier, all of that's going to get processing on YouTube here momentarily, and that'll all be live on YouTube in about an hour and a half from now. So thanks for watching, folks. I'm going to go ahead and I think Wyatt Darby just started streaming. I was watching his stuff last night. He still does some good constructed, so I'm going to send all y'all over his way. Have a good one.